Learn from experience. I was the girl. Learn from experience. I was the girl. Girl Ginna, I was the girl.
God started revealing his revelation. I had to upgrade the title. It's gonna be trading faith. It's gonna take you trading where you put your faith. And what we have to do, which is a very scary thing for people, is trade it for the presence of what God wants to do in our life.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome to another vlog. Welcome to another sit down video. My name is Zizile Mtakane, for those of you who do not know, and thank you for choosing me today, depending on what time of the day it is that you are watching this video. Thank you so much, darling, for clicking on this video. If you have not liked, do the right thing and like this video. If you haven't subscribed, do the right thing and subscribe. On this channel, it's basically just faith, music, beauty, and a bit of lifestyle and wellness. So definitely make sure that if these are your interests, that you definitely hit that subscribe button. Do the right thing. It's free. So it is still the beginning of the year. It is 2024. Once again, if you are coming across this video, coming across my face for the first time, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, darling. Happy New Year, King. Happy New Year, Queen. Which brings me to the topic of today. It is one of my most favorite topics because obviously it has been a very big deal to me. It is the result of what you see before you today. And if you've been on my channel, it is part of, what you would have seen taking place, the changes that you have taken place, and me becoming the person that I am today. Which brings me to the topic of today, which is reinventing yourself in 2024. If you've been following this channel, you would have seen the growth. You would have seen the different direction I've been taking, and it's solely because sometimes when you have just been going on in life, in your 20s more specifically, your 20s are all about just living, making mistakes, trying to get through life, you go by, losing friends, making friends, breakups, you learn a lot. And at some point you just get to the point where you're just like, you know what, been there, done that, got the t-shirt, what's next? And for me, being in my 30s now, or not, let me not say being in my 30s, being 30 now, it's helped me put a lot into perspective. And I was literally at that point. So this is a story time, but it's also just me sharing how I reinvented myself in the hope that someone out there who's possibly been through everything that I've said, or who might come across what I've been talking about, navigating your 20s, being in your 20s. It doesn't even have to be your 20s, but if you're a person who feels stuck in routine, who feels stuck in this person that they can no longer identify with, this is definitely a video for you. And the reason why I say that is because in my 20s, I was literally just being a 20-something-year-old. Every year was something new, something different. I had no problem living my life. I don't want to say carelessly per se, but I will use carelessly in inverted commas. I had no problem just going about life because there's someone I can rely on. In this particular case, family. There's someone who always have my back. There's always going to be friends around, up until life starts showing you that that's not how the story goes. This is not how the story goes. At some point, you gotta be your own person. And at some point, you start realizing that some of the things that you want to achieve, you cannot achieve them because you have not even started doing the work towards attaining those things. And some of the things that you want do really require a lot of effort and a lot of work for you to get them. And this type of person that you so dearly see yourself as, growing up we used to be asked, what do you see yourself as when you grow up? And you'd obviously have this picture, and nobody really told us that before that final picture there's a process to it. And it got to a point where I would live my life purposelessly. I hope that's right. Just going about it, as per the teachings from home and everything was just, this is from this stage, this has to happen now. After this stage, this has to happen, but things started losing their value. Things started losing their purpose. I felt like I had no purpose. As much as I knew what my gifts, my talents, and all of that were, I don't think it was something that was like deeply like in here. It was something that I was like, I'm going by the book. I'm just doing what it is that needs to be done. But so many times you'd find yourself falling off the path that you have built in your life, in your head. You'd find yourself falling astray onto certain avenues, certain things, parties here and there, like a whole lot of things. You'd literally find yourself even maybe being stuck in those traps. And I don't mean to say that I figured it all out. Some of the things are still habits that I have, that I'm still working on, but the great bulk of the work has already been done, I believe. And I'm proud to say that, man, if it wasn't for me deciding to really take a few steps back and reevaluate myself and really look at how my path is going to end, or where my path will lead me. It was a story that was just what it should look like, but it was nothing to say, Wuti, it was mine. It was decisions that I had to make because there's no other choice. For example, I'm a Jesus girl, I'm a Christian girl. So as per the stereotype, certain things have to be a certain way. Also growing up from a Christian home, so you have to live in a certain way, and that does not allow you to make mistakes. That does not allow you to to open up yourself to exploring things, to actually knowing what life is. As much as I'm grateful that there were those boundaries and there was that kind of security around my decisions that was already implemented in my foundation, I just do feel that that kind of setup also has a disadvantage to it, because you end up just living your life as per the book or by the book all the time, and you find yourself just missing out on actually who you are because you have to do things by the book. So I decided I'm not going to do things by the book. I'm going to do things my own way, child.
I do. Ha! Wherever the wind blows, Miguel,
I'm going to do things my own way. I started living my life. A few parties there, a few parties here. Trying a bit of this, trying a bit of that. Anything and everything, just to like, I want to live, man. I'm young. Hey, why must everything be like this? Why must everything be like that? No, who said this must be like this? Who said this? And as much as I can boldly and proudly say, I do not regret anything that I've done, because I've learned from those things that have made me who I am today, because there were lessons that I had to learn. And I don't think that God would have allowed me. I didn't have to go through some of the things. However, I do not think that God would have allowed me to go through those things and to do certain things if there was not a greater lesson behind it. And this is the thing, that God always gives you a choice. He's given us the power of choice, and it's up to you to decide what you do with it. And he's always going to respect your decision, because he's a gentleman like that.
I take this magnetic force of a man to be my lover.
I know that's right. That's my God. So he's definitely just gonna be like, okay, baby girl, all right, queen, do what you need to do. I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna be right here, And so many times, you find yourself feeling like, oh God, I can't do this anymore. Oh God, I'm tired. Oh God, you know what? Nothing ends up becoming like things just started losing their value. Things just started being tiring. How much of the party life can you really, really take? Guys, let's be honest. Because the older you get, the more tiring it becomes. It would start taking me weeks to recover. It would start taking me hybo. And obviously, being the kind of person that I am, I'm so energetic. I'm full of life. I'm the life of the party. Anywhere I go, I always bring light. I bring, because I was just created that way, and nobody can do nothing about that. I know that's right. Hallelujah. And I thank you, God. I've always just been that person, right? So, I mean, even my worship, even when I worship, those who know me know, I would be like, I have no problem. Guys, I don't care a damn. I don't. But growing up, you just end up getting to the point you're like, Mudimo, I am tired. I can't do this anymore. I can't. Because you're getting older. You can't really keep up with certain things. And also, you need to life started requiring things that are of more substance. Life started requiring things that are more, that have value. Life required me to be a woman of substance, to be a woman of valor, and the more I indulged in some of the things that I indulged in, a lot of me was getting stripped away. It was harder to become the woman that I aspired to be in my head and the woman that I envisioned in my head growing up, because I was just tied and bound to those things. And this is the thing, like, the more I was growing up, the more I had generations after me looking at me, looking up to me. Because as much as I was bold about some of the things, one thing about me, guys, I'm never gonna live a lie. I can't live a lie. Like, I'm gonna do me so hard that if you don't like it, that's on you. But this is who I am. I can't pretend. I can't be something I'm not. So at the time, if I was going to parties, child, it was clear that I'm going to parties. If like everything that I did, I didn't hide it, because it's like lying. Till today, guys, I find it very hard to lie, because it's just like, yo, now I must remember what I said. Do you know what the danger is? The danger is when you can't even remember your own lies. You know what I mean? So, and the thing is, now there would obviously be certain people and certain things that I wouldn't do in front of certain people, be out of respect. But had they asked, I never lied. I never lied, because I've always believed in just being a person of integrity, in the sense that own up to your things, own up to the person that you are, own up to your habits, own up to your actions. Take accountability of who you are, what you're doing. Take accountability. Understand? So that was just always me. Over the years, time went on, and I was like, man, I'm tired, God. I'm tired. And now church started demanding more of my time. I got into a music group. It demanded more of my time. After that, a lot happened in J, which I will share as we keep growing in this channel. Then during that time of the 4, 5 years, 6, 7, 8 years or something like that I sang with the In Tune, which is just like an a cappella group from my church. The more I started investing my time in that, I could feel, okay, hey man, this thing is good. This thing is good, because now I'm putting more time in this thing, which means there's not much time for the other life. You know what I mean? And again, like, in as much as I was gradually coming into it, it was a matter of living a double life, which maybe I'll put up a story. If you guys like this video, if you guys also subscribe, I will share this part about living a double life. So I ended up living a double life, and it just became tiring. I was like, as in current, and I just devoted myself to the group. So we started traveling, this here and there, here and there. Guys, it was a lot going on, but my time started being more useful, and I started being a role model to a lot of people. A lot of people started, but the more I was also doing that, the more I had eyes on me, the more it was just so. And sometimes I'd be like, oh guys, no, I'm tired. Let me like fall back, kancane. Let me go de-stress. Right now, distressing means something else than it did back then. Back then, distressing would be, let's walk into them places. Let's walk into them places and like mess things up. And like Riva Kene Go Vola, like
On says up die, meaning we are and ready. So
if you know, you know. If you know, you know. And now distressing is like, I literally want to be in my house. I want to go chill with my friends, or I want to be alone. It's different because I'm older and I'm wiser now. And then fast forward to I stopped singing the group. Life happened. After life happening, I still just continued on about my own way, navigating life my own way, because a lot was just also going on personally, internally, and mentally. I was fighting a lot of things that I felt that they were just too hard to navigate with a sober mind. It was just a lot. So as time went on, you get to that point in your life where you just, like I mentioned earlier, where you're like, something's got to give. This is not the way my life is supposed to go. This is not the way life is supposed to be. What happened, what's happening, and which now brings me to the part where the reinventing started happening. Along the way, over the years, you'd always get people wishing you well, telling you nice things, encouraging you, saying this, and that. And thank God also for the close people that were in my life. They'd be like, this and this and this doesn't have to be like this. Oh no, this and this will get better. This and this is not, it's not the end of the road. Pray, do this, do that. A lot of people, more than anything, were like, there are a lot of people looking up to you. You can't crash. There are a lot of people looking up to you. You can't crash. Do you understand? Do you understand how much of a responsibility that is, to have people look up to you and then to, feel the pressure of not crashing because someone's looking up to you? It's such a huge responsibility, you guys. It's a huge responsibility that you did not choose for yourself. It just comes with the package. It comes with the package of growing up. It comes with the package of it comes. It was just a lot. And even so, I still decided that, okay, for those people that are looking up to me, for that very reason, I'm never going to be unauthentic, if that is a word. I always want to remain authentic. I always want to be genuine. I never want someone to look at me and to feel like, like I have to do like this or like that. And if there's anyone looking up to me now, baby girl, baby boy, live your own life. Take lessons from mine, but please do not crucify me on the cross. Jesus done did that. I'm not here to, no, please, no. I appreciate it, but it's not the type of party. We can only inspire people to be better. We can only inspire people to be there to reach their fullest potential, or to reach their highest potential, and to live a life of purpose, which is their purpose. You cannot imitate my life. You cannot imitate, like, you know what I mean? Live your life the right way. Some of the things that we always say, no experience, learn from experience. I was the girl. Learn from experience. I was the girl. Girl, ginna, I was the girl. And did I not learn from experience? Sour taste, bitter taste. Don't want it to happen to you. Don't do it. Don't do it. So I ended up, reaching a point where I was like, this is it. Cut. I'm tired of coming back home from work, crying myself to sleep. I'm tired of coming home from work because the relationship didn't work out, and I have to cry, and I have to do all the inner work, and I have to, because somebody's saying this, somebody's saying that. This one is married to this one after making a fool out of it. Yay! I was like, this is a cycle that will never end. And somewhere, somehow, I've been doing this life thing without Jesus. He's been there, but he hasn't been my guy. Like, he hasn't been my man's man. Like, he hasn't been my person. So I decided, I was like, you know what? There's obviously something that you're trying to show me, and I'm not wanting to learn it. So you know what? Over to you, get God, okay, my dear. Over to you, okay, my dear. Surprise me, take over. When I'm a demo, because you know everything, do what you do best. Do what you do best and just take over. Take my yoke. I want yours. Give me your yoke. Yes, I want it. Put it. Take mine.
Take over.
That's where I was. And I'm just going to share some points of how that actually happened after having gone through so much. Comment down below if there's any experiences that you would like me to talk of or about, if I have experienced them, or I can bring on some people on the channel who we can just discuss those things and how to navigate them. But my reinvention was just, brought about all those things. And I would sit here on YouTube and I'd listen to these girlies and these YouTubers saying all these things about reinvent yourself. No. It never really hit, but it won't hit until you know who you are. Until you're actually at a point where your purpose is literally screaming out for your attention. And I was at a point where I was desperate for God. I was at a point where I know when you guys see me on my socials, everything just looks so pretty because we don't look like what we go through. I know that's right. Hallelujah. Amen. But I go through it. When I go through it, it is not pretty. Okay. So I just got to that point and was like, God, it's your time now. I think also there's a lot of things that I've neglected in my life, a lot of people, I've just isolated myself too much, and it wasn't even you isolating me, it was me isolating myself from a lot of things because I got burnt here, I got hurt here, I got this. I carried too much of the hurt and too much of, the fear and this and that, and it got to a point where I was just like, we're not doing that no more. Over to you, God. And God just sat me down and is like, first of all, let's do some introspection. I needed to introspect myself. I really needed to evaluate myself, and I needed to be honest so that I can understand myself. And this is the thing about understanding yourself. When you understand yourself, you know your weaknesses, you know your bad habits, you know your behaviors, you know what you like, you know what you don't like. I needed to do that because so many times I invested too much of myself in relationships to a point where it was never really about me. I never really gave myself time to actually understand myself. I put too much time in understanding my person, and shame, that's the worst thing you can do for yourself. Once you start understanding another person over yourself, you're destined for destruction. You are just a bomb waiting to take off because you haven't even found what triggers you, what makes you explode, what ticks you off. You don't even know what you like. So how are you even going to appreciate something if someone does it for you? Or when, you know, how are you even going to appreciate the success you want when you don't even know? You know what I mean? When you haven't even... I needed to introspect myself, and I needed to evaluate and be honest, and to really understand who and what I am and all of that. And I really took time in that, guys. I really took time in that. And the more I did that, the more I started realizing, I thought I liked this, but I don't anymore. I thought this is what I didn't like, but I actually like it. And then I needed to find inspiration. Find inspiration in something or someone. My advice, if it cannot be someone close to you, make it someone who's maybe a bit out of reach or far from you. The reason why I say this is that if it's someone who is in close proximity to you, you are most likely to see their flaws, which can be a good thing. But while you're still in the process of finding yourself and understanding yourself and reinventing yourself, you don't want your focus to focus on the flaws, because it will then disrupt your process of reinventing yourself, because you will end up adopting the flaws that you were seeing of that person. So I needed to find something or someone that inspires me, and I needed to be real about it. In my case, I'm a musician. I'm a speaker. I love beauty. I needed to look at all those things and draw inspiration from people, from things. And I have people that truly inspire me. And I have people within the YouTube space that inspire me. I needed to be honest about that as well. And I needed to really invest my time in all of that. I needed to really invest my time in understanding what it is about this person or this thing that inspires me, and look at the process from point A to point B, which is what I'm finally seeing now, and actually really understand that. And after that, I decided to make changes. You need to make changes. First, you introspect, right? Where you are, evaluating yourself, and you're honest with yourself, you're understanding yourself. And then you have to find inspiration, which I just mentioned now. And then you need to make the changes. Make the changes, guys. It is pointless to introspect yourself, find inspiration, and just assume that you are now going to become. Yeah, not just becoming. It is pointless. It's just an empty exercise. Once you make the changes, you need to, once you've introspected yourself and you found your inspiration, start making the changes. Look at yourself. You can only make changes once you've understood yourself. Make the changes that are necessary in your life. Remember, you have now something, the goal, even if it's you that you want to aspire to be, you being that image of yourself that you always have seen yourself as. Envision yourself at your best, and find someone who embodies that, and study them. The reason why we have disciples in the Bible is because they were people who were who were with Jesus 24/7, and they wanted to do things of Christ, and they were they lived their lives Christ-like, and I believe that Jesus was the standard for them. Hence, they were Jesus's disciples, and they lived like him. They did everything like him, and that should be the goal at the end of the day. If you have envisioned yourself as something or someone, or you've envisioned this person that you want to be, you need to really study them and see what is it about this person that is similar to you. But I must really emphasize this. You need to be real. This inspiration of yours has to be attainable. It needs to be accessible. It needs to be achievable. If you want to be a millionaire, you can't just wake up in the morning and say, right, I'm now applying for a tender, but you haven't even registered a company, you haven't even done, you know what I mean? There's processes to everything. If you want to be a makeup artist, You can't just like start putting it out there that you're a makeup artist. No, you need to study the skill. You need to learn the skill. You need to understand the products. If you want to be a singer, you need to put in the work. You need to learn the skill. You need to learn the techniques. If you want to be an MC, you need to understand how you deal with audiences. You need to find out who your audience is. Envision yourself, introspect yourself, find inspiration, make the changes so that you can become, so that you can reinvent yourself. What you see today, child, is not what you would have seen 3 years ago. It is not. It is not. And trust me, I feel like putting a picture of myself 3 years ago, but I don't know. I don't want to put myself out like that. I don't want to blast myself up like that. But trust me, it is a process of pruning. And pruning is not the nicest thing because it's not. Just like how you would probably make a carrot salad, you need to peel off the sides of the carrots so that you can have the final product. It's never easy. It's a messy situation. Those who had written me off back then, what they see today, those that believed in me back then, what they see today, I have the very same people who are like, we told you. Take yourself seriously, guys. Take yourself seriously. 2024, February, you have 10 more months to go. 10 more months to go. And I want us to make a pact that this year you're going to become better. I believe in pinky promises. This year you're going to be better. This year you're going to reinvent yourself. You're going to achieve. You're going to start whatever it is that you want to start. You're going to do whatever it is that you have to do. If it means serving in the house of the Lord, you're going to do it. You're not going to wait for anyone to tell you, okay? If you want to start your makeup business, you're not going to wait for anything. If you want to be the highest version of yourself, the best version of yourself, you will do it. It is doable. Trust me. It's a messy process, but it's attainable. That's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you definitely like this video. Please comment down below on any other topics that you'd like us to discuss. If I've touched on anything in this video that you'd like me to go more in depth in, guys, get into the habit of commenting on the comment section so that this video, grows, like gets momentum on YouTube. This thing of DMing me on my I see y'all moving sneaky. All right, like the video to give it momentum on YouTube. And thank you so much for choosing me once again. Mwah. Good night.